Hi, Tucker here. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to bring FontAwesome into ClickFunnels. You guys might have taken my other course on how to get Google fonts into ClickFunnels. This is a little different. We're not really pulling in specific fonts that you might use to write out your headline, but this comes in handy when you're writing a block of text and you want to start putting some icons inside of a text box. Without further ado, let's start on FontAwesome.com. Get vector icons and social logos on your website with FontAwesome, the web's most popular icon set and toolkit. Let's just go ahead and then click sign in at the very top right and scroll all the way to the bottom to create an account. Go ahead and enter your email right here, and I've already done so. And when you do that, you should get a page like this where it says check your email, and in your email you should get a link that says click to confirm your email address plus set things up. From that page, they're going to ask you to create a new password related to your account, and then you're just going to go ahead and set up your account. I don't think you have to put a last name in there, and then you should get to this page. So for those that have a FontAwesome account already and they don't see that page, if you find your account icon in the top right, it's going to pull up this thing, a flyout from your right hand side. Find the kits button, go into that, and if you click on your kit that's available, it's going to pull up the same page. So what you want to do is you want to look for this button up here that says copy kit code. This kit code refers to your specific account. So my account is EF8E368F02. I'm mostly likely going to delete my account here so that no one can kind of copy my account. So I'm going to go ahead and copy kit code in this blue button up here. And when you click on that, it's just going to copy whatever this is up here. Go back into your ClickFunnels funnel that you want to edit. Find the settings button in the blue bar at the top right. And then you're going to look for an area that says head tracking code. And I already have a FontAwesome in there because I was playing around with it. But if you just go Command V or Control V for Windows users, and then hit save, it should be good to go. So now I'm going to find a page that I want to start doing this in. And I'm going to I have a blank opt-in page that I'm just going to edit page and play around with. I'm going to add a new section. Go full width, why not? Add a new row, 2 columns. I'm going to add a new element, and then I'm going to put a headline, and I am going to put a paragraph here for you. I'm going to create a new div, and don't follow me here. I just want to show you the differences. I'm going to add a new element, and what you want to look for is a specific element component called text block. And if you can't find that, you could search elements. You could go text. There we go, text block, and it should be in the miscellaneous element. When you click on that, it's going to bring up something that looks like a paragraph element. And that's because it is basically a paragraph element. The difference is when you click on settings and you go into open text editor, it's going to bring up this window, something like this. Now let's go into FontAwesome and go into icons and find an icon that you need. To make it easier for myself, in this left-hand side, I'm going to hit free. So it's going to show free things only. I'm going to use the camera retro. And when you click on these, what you want to be looking for is this iClass FAS FA camera retro. This should be a different name depending on what icon you choose. But it's this iClass that you want to look out for. And you just want to left click on it or whatever your mouse is configured to, just main click on it to copy it. Go back to your editor. In this little box, in the top left of this editor, you're going to see a HTML button. And it's going to be just like bracket boxes like that. If you click on that, it's going to turn into this view. And you see that this has a bracket of P and close bracketed with P. P mean paragraph. So inside of it, it currently says Donet, whatever, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to say I want my icon right here. So I'm just going to Command V or Control V for anyone using Windows to paste it in there. And I'll show you. So if I go update, you'll see that the icon is in front of this text box, or in the front of the text that you wanted to put into. And so this is how I would be using it. So if I go in settings, open text editor, I can just copy that, paste, paste. And in between, I'm going to put open bracket BR, close it. Open bracket BR, close it. BR is like break. And so it's just putting a little space in between. And you can kind of see what you can do with this, right? So that's one way to use it. The other way to use it is to use an icon in front of a title. Now, currently in the ClickFunnels Editor, if I add a headline, I can go into settings, go into advanced, and if I go all the way down, I should be able to find something called the icon picker. And inside of icon picker, I believe it pulls out pretty similar things. And I'm starting to think this is FontAwesome as well, but you can click on an icon, and it's going to pull up the icon in front of the text. But let's say that you have a pro version of FontAwesome and you want to specifically pull in icons that are not inside of that selection. What you could do is go into your text block, add that in. You're going to go into settings, open text editor. I'm going to turn this off for now. I'm going to select, well, I'm going to change this. Hold on. Large call to action headline. I'm going to select that, and I'm going to go B for bold, go into the very right, and that's to change the size of the font. So I'm going to go 30, and I'm going to click on this HTML button again, and you see that on the left hand side there is a strong and span style attached with 30 pixels, and that's just applying what you just applied, the size and the bolding for this specific text. You're going to go into your FontAwesome, find the icon that you want. So I have this address book. I'm going to left click to copy this specific style, go back into the editor, and I'm going to paste it in front of this strong. And if I go update, it's right there. And you kind of see that it's kind of small right now. What you can do is I'm going to go back into the text editor. I'm going to find FA address book, and at the end of it, before the quotation closes, I'm going to put space FA dash, and then I'm going to go 4 times 4x, and you see that on the very left hand side that it's a little too big. So I'm going to go 3 times, 2 times, 2 times maybe is best. I'm going to go update. Look at that, it's right there. If I just put a space in front of that, update, look at that. So if you have a pro, it might make sense for you to pull in this FontAwesome, attach it into it. If you don't have a pro, I think the better way is to add a headline and then go advanced and add the icon inside of this icon picker. I forgot to mention in the video that I was creating that you can also go ahead and change these icon colors. So if you go into settings, open text editor, and it's just a little finessing of the HTML. But if you find in your class here, it says iClass equals, and then it has the icon name. Right after the quote mark, you're going to put space, and you're going to write out this style equals open quotes color, and then you're just going to find the color that you want. You could go into HTML color codes and then look for a color that you really need in there. And so I want this hex code, and you're just going to copy that and then just replace this with the color that you want, and then close quotation mark. And if you go update, you should see that the icons are updated with the color. And the same thing applies for the headline. I just did it, but in open text editor, I'm just going to add this style equals color at the back of this styling. And if you go update it, it's going to end up looking like so. Another exciting thing that you could do with FontAwesome is if you go into FontAwesome's examples, and I'll put this link in the description as well. and you scroll down, you can see some of these styles that I was teaching about. So that there was FA/2X, so that makes it much bigger. But there are some cool things like these spinners, animated icons. And if you look at this, if you look for FA spin, and I'll just copy this and show you what that looks like. Go into settings, open text editor, and in here, I'm just gonna put it right after FA 2 times. So it says FA spin now, and I'm gonna go update. And now my icon is spinning. I can also flip the icons. So if I have a camera and I want it to stay sideways, I could use FA rotate. You can also go in here and then put a border. So if you go FA and write border, it's gonna put a border around your icon. I don't know why you would need that, but that could also be cool. So if I go save and I go preview, I will have a spinning icon. I hope that was pretty straightforward. I will add a link to FontAwesome, and I can also share this funnel. It's not very exciting, but I can share it just so that you guys can click on this and go into open text editor and see what's happening in here. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like that, if it helped you at all, hit that like button. Make sure to check out my other 2 tutorials on how to add Google fonts into the ClickFunnels editor, and then also how to add local fonts into the editor to create your perfect sales pages. See you next time.